Ongoing rivalry between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre has reached sometimes hilarious proportions, but also has a real significant edge, with both competitors trying to one-up each other in their current rivalry. But what is going on, guys? It is Catch, back with another video on the channel. If you're new, welcome, and if you like what you're seeing, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let's get right into this nitty-gritty rivalry between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Ever since CM Punk returned at Survivor Series last year, Drew McIntyre has been one of two people who has hated CM Punk being back in the WWE. Him, alongside with Seth freaking Rollins, have not liked that Punk has returned, and they are thinking he is only there for personal gain. But this return could not be farther from the truth. Punk has been back for now, since when was he came back? November last year, so about 7 months, I think that is. December, January, February, March, April. Yeah, 6-7 months he's been back for, and he couldn't have been more nice about it. He's been absolutely brilliant on the mic, and he's really furthered some important storylines and is loving every minute and getting involved whenever he can. Unfortunately for Drew McIntyre, he cannot stand this. So at the Royal Rumble back in January, Punk and McIntyre were both entrants in the 30-man Royal Rumble event for the men, and Drew McIntyre hit CM Punk with a Future Shock DDT, which unfortunately did rupture CM Punk's tricep, which has put him on the shelf for quite a long time and made him miss WrestleMania, where he was slated to face Seth freaking Rollins on night one's main event for the World Heavyweight title, but obviously plans changed in the event of CM Punk's injury. McIntyre, on the other hand, took this injury and decided to troll CM Punk for the hell of it. He made t-shirts saying CM Punk's WrestleMania is dead, and CM Punk's main event match at WrestleMania is dead, with that funny meme of McIntyre photoshopped himself over a grave with CM Punk's main event written on the tombstone, and he's just been really rubbing it in CM Punk's face all the way up to WrestleMania 40, where McIntyre did beat Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight title in front of all his families and friends. But McIntyre decided to keep gloating in front of Punk, who happened to be there on commentary for the match, as he had requested to be part of the commentary team, and McIntyre had allowed him to. And unfortunately for Drew McIntyre, his gloating was his downfall. By gloating too much, as soon as his back was turned, CM Punk attacked Drew McIntyre at the announce table, beating him up enough for Damian Priest of the Judgment Day to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase and win the World Heavyweight title, ending McIntyre's reign at just over 5 minutes, a fact which Punk has now gloated on in the last few Raws. And what's even more ironic about this is the fact that Drew McIntyre is now hurt himself, and he blames CM Punk for injuring him at WrestleMania, as he's been injured ever since Punk's attack. So now the irony of it is the fact that McIntyre injured Punk, forcing Punk to miss WrestleMania 40, and now Punk has injured McIntyre, forcing Drew out of physical competition, but also ensuring that he is no longer World Heavyweight Champion at this current point in time. The rivalry has also predominantly extended to social media as well. X, formerly known as Twitter, and McIntyre has been the ultimate troll on the platform, constantly talking about CM Punk, constantly talking about how he ruined CM Punk's WrestleMania, and constantly just being an absolute menace. Punk, by rebuttal, has done pretty much nothing on social media, but has done his talking in the ring. On the previous Raw last week, he was in the stands talking crap about Drew McIntyre while McIntyre had been down on the stage on the draft last week. Then when McIntyre went searching for Punk in the box seats, Punk was nowhere to be found. Rather, Punk was actually making his way to ringside to talk more crap about Drew McIntyre, and he did it in a way where he did it in under 5 minutes and 40 seconds, the length of Drew McIntyre's title reign at WrestleMania 40. So this feud is hilariously funny, and I think it'll just continue to be more and more funny. And on the latest episode of Raw, which happened this morning if you're in Australia, but yesterday if you're everywhere else, Punk and McIntyre were at each other's throats, figuratively, I guess you could say, where McIntyre had been looking for CM Punk, but Punk wasn't at the building, as he had been trying to get himself out of WWE headquarters. He'd been locked in there over the weekend, and when he had finally arrived to Raw, he had just missed Drew McIntyre by about 30 seconds. McIntyre had got into his sports car and drove out the building in a huff, as he was annoyed that CM Punk was not in the building, but Punk had just arrived a little bit late, and he made this fact clear to Adam Pearce, the Raw general manager, when he came. He goes, goes, sorry I'm late, but where's Drew McIntyre? Pierce told him he was not there, you just missed him, and Punk was like, ah, damn it, but I'm gonna go talk about him in the ring anyway. And so Punk pretty much did that. He went to the ring, cut a brilliant promo about Drew McIntyre and how, you know, McIntyre cost him his main event spot at WrestleMania 40, and that he is going to end Drew McIntyre by breaking his face. And I think this rivalry can only get better, and I will explain how I think it'll probably play out over the next few weeks. Personally, I think the WWE will have McIntyre and Punk hilariously avoiding each other over the next few weeks just to build up the tension of their eventual face-to-face meet in the ring. I think, you know, there'll be definitely more social media banter between the pair. I think McIntyre has already done so by burning a signed photo of CM Punk on his X page in the immediate aftermath of Raw. He's not a happy camper, Drew McIntyre. He's furious, and he was even more furious when Jey Uso, who's someone else he doesn't like, beat Finn Balor in the King of the Ring first round tournament. Now, if you remember correctly, Finn Balor was supposed to take that. Sorry, Drew McIntyre was supposed to be up against Finn Balor in that spot, but because of his injury caused by CM Punk, Jey Uso eventually took that spot and ended up beating Finn Balor in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament, advancing himself in that tournament where an eventual King and Queen of the Ring will be crowned in 3 weeks' time, I believe it is, in Saudi Arabia on the upcoming King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view. So that'll be quite interesting. But just going back to McIntyre, he's a very angry person at the moment, but it's also, you know, he's doing some of his best work as a heel. He's fantastically phenomenal, and you know, CM Punk is the perfect good guy to go up against, but he's a anti-good guy. Like, he sort of does it, but he's also sort of being like, I can do whatever I want. I'm the voice of the voices. I mean, I'm great at everything, even on commentary, you know, the best in the world, best at what I do. Yeah, and it's really great to see, because these two are going to have a blow-off match, I'm sure, at Summerslam. They'll definitely save this match for Summerslam when Punk and McIntyre are probably both fully healed. More so Punk. McIntyre's got more of a sort of smaller injury, but Punk's got more of a long-term injury, so they're both waiting for them to be healed, and I think this will happen at SummerSlam, and it'll be an absolutely entertaining match. But that has been the end of this video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have enjoyed it, please do like, share, and subscribe so you never miss another upload, and do let me know what you think about the video in the comments as well, and the ongoing rivalry between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. But without further ado, guys, I'll leave you to it. Have a good one, and I'll catch you later.